Ahmad clearance, Qatar Cargo. Request IFR clearance to Oscar Mike Sierra.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.
Clear to Muscat. After departure, fly radar vectors Bundu, then as filed. Departure runway 34 left. Initial climb 4000. At departure 119725. Squawk 6622 Qatari.
Ahmad clearance Qatari 1040, good morning. We're at gate Bravo 10 of type Airbus A320, requesting IFR clearance to Abu Dhabi.
One second while I grab the paperwork. Qatari 1040. Information Quebec is current. Clear to Abu Dhabi via the Cooper to Echo departure, then as filed. Departure, runway 34 right. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 119.725 squawk 3512.
We have information Quebec. Clear to Abu Dhabi via the Cooper to Echo departure, then as filed. Departure runway 34 right. Initial climb to 4,000 feet. Departure on 119.725 squawk 3512 Qatari 1040.
Qatari 1040, read back correct. Ground will be on 120.225.
Roger, ground on 120.225 Qatari 1040.
AXB boarding has started and the first passengers are aboard the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Qatar Airways Flight 1040, departing from the beautiful city of Doha to the vibrant Abu Dhabi. We are thrilled to have you with us today. Please take your seats according to your boarding passes and stow your hand luggage in the overhead bins or under the seats in front of you. If you need any assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to our friendly crew members, who are here to ensure you have a delightful experience. Enjoy the luxurious Q-Suite experience, where comfort meets elegance. Thank you for choosing Qatar Airways.
Qatari 140, request push and start gate Charlie 7.
I'm working on that clearance. Stand by.
Clear to Cairo, select to Echo. Then as filed, departure runway 34 right, initial climb 4,000 feet. Departure on 119.725, squawk 5632, Qatari 140.
Qatari ground. Hamad ground, Qatari 1040 at grade power 10. We're ready for pushback and engine start.
Qatari 1040, Hamad ground. Go ahead.
We are ready for pushback.
Qatari 1040, pushback and engine start approved. Face south.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south, Qatari 1040.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Qatari 604, contact tower on 118.025. Have a good morning.
Locking
Tower
gear.
118.025, Qatari 604. Tower 118.025, Qatari 604.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Cabin crew, all doors in flight and cross-check. Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome aboard Qatar Airways Flight 1040, departing from Doha to Abu Dhabi. We are thrilled to have you with us today. My name is Astrid Hansen, your lead flight attendant, with joining plastic band. Remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. In case of an emergency evacuation, please leave your luggage on board. It's important for your safety. The emergency exits on this Airbus 320 are located at the front, middle and rear of the cabin. Please take a moment to locate the nearest exit, which may be behind you. We are currently on pushback and will meet in Deboarding shortly. After we reach cruising altitude, we will be coming around with our tail service. Later, we will also have items
Please let parking brake.
available for purchase. Thank you for choosing Qatar Airways.
Unlocking gear. Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear, right is clear.
Ground, Qatari 30 Romeo, taxi to parking. Qatari 30 Romeo, taxi to parking via Alpha 9er, Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo 1. Alpha 9er, Foxtrot, Charlie, Echo 1, Qatari 30 Romeo.
Hamad ground, Qatari 1040, we're ready to taxi to the active runway.
Qatari 1040, taxi to runway 34 right via Delta Victor Alpha.
Taxi to runway 34 right via Delta Victor Alpha, Qatari 1040.
Etihad 1, Juliet November, contact tower on 118.375. Switching to tower, Etihad 1, Juliet November. Qatari 1022 requesting taxi. Qatari 1022, push and start approved, face south. We are already past that, requesting taxi. Qatari 1022. Taxi to runway 34 left to via Whiskey 4, Juliet Lima 2, cross runway 34 left, then Mike 4 and Mike, Qatari 1022.
Qatari 1040, contact tower on 118.025.
Tower on 118.025, Qatari 1040. Bye-bye. Hamad Tower, Qatari 1040, holding short runway 34 left, ready for takeoff.
Qatari 1040, Hamad Tower, runway 34 right, hold short. You're number 1 behind the A320.
Holding short, runway 34 right.
Hamad Tower, Qatari 8 Victor Golf, established on the RNAV runway 34 left.
Qatari 8 Victor Golf, Roger. Qatari 8 Victor Golf, wind 320 at 4, runway 34 left, cleared to land.
34 left, cleared to land, Qatari 8 Victor Golf.
Hamad Tower, Qatari 1040, cleared for takeoff, runway 34 right.
1040, contact departure on 119.725.
Switching to departure on 119.725. Qatari 104. Hamad departure, Qatari 1040. Morning, climbing past 1000.
Qatari 1040. Hamad departure. Radar contact. Climb via the SIS to flight level 250.
Climb via the SIS to flight level 250. Qatari 1040.
Etihad 718 contact Bahrain Central, low center on 122.3.
Switching to Bahrain Central, low center on 122.3. Etihad 718.
Zero contact Doha center on 132.9.
To Doha Central on 132.975, the Net Express 330.
Qatari 8419er, proceed direct IMCAT. Cleared for the RNAV runway 34 left approach. Descend and maintain altitude 3500 until established.
Descending to 3500, cleared for the RNAV runway 34 left approach, Qatari 8419er.
Etihad 648 contact Bahrain Central low center on 1223.3.
Over to Bahrain Central Low Center on 122.3, Etihad 648.
Qatari 8419er contact Hamad Tower on 118.025.
Over to Hamad Tower on 118.025, Qatari 8419er.
Qatari 8445, contact Hamad Tower on 118.025.
Oscar on the night 025 Qatari 8445, ticket 7.
And the business supply 2,500 to establish from the airlines from runway 16 left, Qatar 1151.
Qatari 1015, contact Hamad Tower on 118.025. Etihad 576, contact Doha Center on 132.975.
Over to Doha Center on 132.975. Etihad 576. Roger. Direct Oasis, Etihad 576.
Etihad 520, contact Doha Center on 132.977.
Over to Doha Center on 132.975, Adil 520.
Contact Doha Center on the 132.975.
Over to Doha Center on 132.975, Egypt Air 911.
Direct Oveta, Adil 520.
Emirates 824, contact Bahrain Central Low Center on 122.3.
Over to
Center on 122.3 M, or it's 824.
Qatar 78 Alpha, direct Lagoon, cleared for the ILS runway 34 right approach, descend and maintain altitude 2500 until established.
Descending to 2500, cleared for the ILS runway 34 right approach. Qatar 78 Alpha.
Qatar 78 Alpha contact, Hamad Tower on 118.025.
118.025, Qatar 78 Alpha.
Confirm what waypoint you have bound to right now. Okay, sure. Thank you. Just confirming. Good over.
Over to Doha Center on 132.975, Arabia 621.
Etihad 718 contact, Doha Center on 132.975.
Switching to Doha Center on 132.975, Etihad 718.
Hamad approach Qatari 46 November, flight level 160.
Dear guests, we are pleased to inform you that the use of electronic devices is now allowed. Feel free to connect to our onboard Wi-Fi service and enjoy your time in the air. Thank you for choosing Qatar Airways, and we hope you have a wonderful flight.
Qatari 8221, contact Doha Center on 132.975.
Doha Center 132.975, Qatari 8221.
proceed direct, IM cap. Cleared for the ILS runway 34 left approach. Descend and maintain altitude 3500 until established. Qatar 040, contact Doha Center on 132.5.
Contacting Doha Center on 132 decimal. Doha Center, Qatari 1040. Morning. We're climbing through flight level 190. Qatari 1040. Doha Center identified. Greetings.
SayIntentions 525 on flight level 210, climb to flight level 280.
Audio 105. Doha Center identified. Marhaba.
Doha Center, fly 1307, flight level 260.
Qatari 1040. Morning. We're climbing through flight level 240. Qatari 1040. UAE Center identified. Ahlan wa ahlan.
Just one Juliet into Hamad, Qatar something.
Qatari 7 Victor. Expect the Toscan 1 Juliet arrival into Hamad Airport.
UAE Center, Etihad 576, flight level 220.
To Hamad Airport, Qatar 7 Victor.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached cruising altitude on Qatar Airways Flight 1040, flying from Doha to Abu Dhabi.
Can we say if we can see again
our snack and drink service. Today we have some delightful options for you, including our famous Arabic mezze and a selection of refreshing beverages. After the service, we will also have items from the Qatar Airways shop available for purchase. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy your time in the air.
Approach on 119.725, Qatari 390.
Etihad 718 contact UAE Center on 118.925.
Switching to UAE Center on 118.925, Etihad 718. UAE Center, Etihad 718, flight level 340.
UAE Center Qatari 1040 at flight level 250. We're ready for descent into Abu Dhabi.
Doha Center, Malaysian 164, flight level 200.
radar contact. Qatar 1040. Descend via Wukil to Juliet into Abu Dhabi.
Descending via Ukul to Juliet into Abu Dhabi, Qatar Airways. UAE Center, Qatar 1040, can you confirm our arrival runway, please?
Qatar 1040, runway 31 left is your assigned arrival runway at Abu Dhabi.
Roger, runway 31 left is our assigned runway to Abu Dhabi, Qatar 1040.
Etihad 576, descend and maintain flight level 150. Cleared for the 3W arrival into Abu Dhabi.
Down to flight level 150. Cleared for the Guide OB arrival into Abu Dhabi, Etihad 576.
Etihad 4 Sierra Alpha contact Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4.
Switching to Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4, Etihad 4 Sierra Alpha.
Nvidia 80, contact Minhag approach on 122.5.
Contact Minhag approach on 122.5, Emirates 980.
Emirates 24, UAE Center, contact Minhag approach on 122.5.
122.5, Emirates C4, thank you.
Etihad 648, contact Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4.
Switching to Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4, Etihad 648.
Etihad 576, contact Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4.
Switching to Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4, Etihad 576.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and are beginning our approach to Abu Dhabi. Please return to your seats, stow your tables, and fasten your seatbelts. I must also inform you that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted at this time. Thank you for your cooperation as we prepare for landing.
Etihad 2 November Papa, descend and maintain flight level 230.
Descending to flight level 230, Etihad 2 November Papa. UAE Center Sky Dubai 619er, flight level 170.
Dubai 619er, radar contact.
UAE Center, Europa 104, flight level 320.
Radar contact. Emirates 100, contact Dubai ground for taxi instructions to gate B17.
UAE Center, Qatar Niner Hotel, flight level 280.
Etihad 718, contact Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4.
Switching to Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4, Etihad 718.
1040, contact Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4.
Contacting Abu Dhabi radar on 124.4, Qatari 1040.
Qatari 1040, descent altitude 9,000, QNH near 905.
Abu Dhabi radar, Qatari 1040, morning descending through flight level 150.
Qatari 1040, Abu Dhabi radar, identified. Good morning, Abu Dhabi, QNH 905. Expect the visual, runway 31 left approach into Abu Dhabi.
Expecting the visual approach runway 31 left into Abu Dhabi, Qatari 1040.
Captain, cabin is ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now on our final approach into Abu Dhabi. Please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we've arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away. Ensure your seats are in the full upright position and fasten your seat belts. Our crew will be coming around to check that everyone is seated and has their seat belts fastened. Thank you for your cooperation.
Abu Dhabi radar, Qatari 1040, we're going to take the ILS runway 31 approach to Abu Dhabi.
Qatari 1040, descend altitude 4,000. Turn right heading 260 vectors for the ILS runway 31 left approach.
Descend altitude 4,000, turn right heading 260 vectors for ILS runway 31 left approach, Qatari 1040.
Descending to 4,000, right heading 260 for vectors to the ILS, runway 31 left approach, Qatari 1040.
Etihad 5 Bravo November, climb flight level 270.
Climbing flight level 270, Etihad 5 Bravo November. Climbing flight level 290, Etihad 5 Bravo November.
Etihad 5 Bravo November, contact UAE Center on 125.925D. Etihad 219er, proceed direct XOD. Cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 right approach, descend and maintain flight level 060 until established.
to 6,000 cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 right approach, Etihad 219er.
Etihad 219er, contact Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675.
Over to Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675, Etihad 219er.
Qatari 1040, turn left, heading 130.
Turning left, heading 130, Qatari 1040.
Europa 104, proceed direct or mid. Cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 left approach. Descend and maintain flight level 090 until established.
Down to 9,000 cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 left approach, Europa 104.
Etihad 2 November Papa, proceed direct or mid. Cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 right approach. Descend and maintain flight level 090 until established.
Descending to 9,000, cleared for the RNAV Yankee runway 31 right approach, Etihad 2 November Papa.
Speedbird 003, request higher. Speedbird 003 has departed Abu Dhabi, request higher on the SID.
Just a second.
Speedbird 003, read back correct. Ground will be on 120.375. Europa 104, contact Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675.
Switching to Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675, Europa 104.
Etihad 2 November Papa, contact Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675.
Over to Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675, Etihad 2 November Papa. radar, we were on the SIT 01 Golf. There is no point AA802.
Jet 8302, Abu Dhabi radar, radar contact. Cleared direct AA820. Climb flight level 200.
Radar Jet 8302, request climb to flight level 360.
Jet 8302, climb flight level 360. Qatari 1040, turn right, heading 290.
Turning right, heading 290, Qatari 1040.
Qatari 1040, proceed direct Lubic. Descend altitude 3000 until established on the localizer, cleared for the ILS runway 31 left approach.
Proceeding direct Lubic. Descend altitude 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 31 left approach. Qatari 1040.
Qatari 41 Juliet contact UAE Center on 119.3.
Over to UAE Center on 119.3. Qatari 41 Juliet.
1040, contact Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.6750.
Switching to Abu Dhabi Tower on 118.675. Abu Dhabi Tower, Qatari 1040. Morning. We're established on the ILS approach for runway 31 left.
Qatari 1040, Abu Dhabi Tower, wind 010 at 4, runway train 31, safety taxi cleared to land.
Runway 31 left, clear to land. Qatari 1040.
Contacting departure, Etihad 577.
Etihad 577, contact departure on 124.4.
Departure 124.4, Etihad 577.
$2,500.
Abu Dhabi Tower, Etihad 221, established on the RNAV Yankee runway 31 right.
Etihad 221, roger. $2,000. runway 31 left.
300.
340 at 5, cleared for takeoff.
100 above.
Clear for takeoff. Okay.
200.
200
Minimum.
clear for takeoff at Etihad 571.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
Switching to ground on 123.907 PA, Qatari 1040. Abu Dhabi ground, Qatari 1040. Morning, we're clear of runway 31 left and ready to taxi to the gate.
Qatari 1040, Abu Dhabi ground, taxi to terminal S646 Lima via Delta 4, Mike 4, Lima, Kilo. Good day.
Terminal A646L, Delta 4, Mike 4, Lima, Kilo, Qatari 1040.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abu Dhabi. You have been flying on Qatar Airways Flight 1040, departing from Doha and arriving at Abu Dhabi International Airport. The local time here is 6:46 a.m. Please remain seated until we reach our final parking position. Did you know that Abu Dhabi is home to the world's largest indoor theme park, Ferrari World? And it also boasts the stunning Sheikh Zayed Grand Mosque, one of the largest mosques in the world. Thank you for flying with us today. Captain AXB, First Officer Steve, and the entire crew would like to say goodbye to you.
Abu Dhabi ground,
We hope you enjoyed your flight.
597, requesting clearance to push back and start.
On request. Stand by.
Pushback and start approved. Face northeast, expect runway 31 right. Qatar 597, thank you.
Etihad 221, taxi to the ramp.
Etihad 221, taxi to parking via Alpha 5, Bravo, Lima, Mike 4, Delta 4, cross runway 31 left, then Echo 4, November.
Alpha 5, Bravo, Lima, Mike 4, Delta 4, cross runway 31 left, then Echo 4, November, Etihad 221.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by.